Hey everyone, how you all doing? Thought I'd just check out the bedroom setup. The videos that I've been doing all the last, say, month or so, they've been in the main bedroom with the green screen. But today, I'm just sat on my bedroom setup. I've actually got three setups. I've got a green screen room dedicated in there with lights on a truss bar. I've got downstairs with my Ulo Pro, and the Ulo Pro can take about three cameras. And I've got this bedroom set up. This is just a Dell XPS that I've had a while, and I used to like Dell. I thought it was a great company when I first started buying their gear, and then they started subbing out, didn't they, to third world countries to put the components together, and that was a bit of a bugger because the standard of service went down. It was much better when Dell first started off, and they were trying to become one of the main computer suppliers in the UK and if not all over Europe. But we're stuck for choice now. There's that many. Now, I'm not looking for a new computer, but if I was, I would probably go to this place in Bolton. It's called Scan, and they have some fantastic engineers, by the way, IT engineers. And the last system that I bought, which is in that other room there, that main bedroom, it's an i9, so it's phenomenal. And it can easily do 4K rendering, and it can go beyond that. I don't think it can do 8K at 60, but I think it can definitely do 4K at 60 and beyond that. So it's cracking. I just caught the news earlier. Yeah, yeah. He's a bit of a despot, isn't he? 20 years in power for Putin. You can't get the bastard out of power. And every time there's an election, he finds probably something equivalent to the Dominion voting machines to keep him in power. I'm sure that he rigs it to stay in. Anybody that challenges him, and I seem to recall a few years ago on the last election, there was a challenger, and challenger was intimidated beyond all recognition. So he's determined, isn't he, to stay in power? But he's also determined for NATO not to eat into Russia's territory. It's a bit of a complicated one, really, because surely if a country wants to choose their destiny, and that destiny just happens to be free of Russia, then they should be allowed to do that. But this is not going down well with him, is it? So is it the King of the North pushing the King of the South? Now, what is this going to how affect China? How is China going to respond? Are they going to use this opportunity to take Taiwan? I think if I was a military and strategic person and I was in charge of a country's armies, I'd strike now. If I was Russia, yes, that's what I would do. Try and keep my Russian sovereignty and stop NATO from putting nuclear weapons near the Russian border. So I can try to understand it from everybody's point of view. And China take Taiwan, believing that Taiwan is theirs. But what a what a sorry state of affairs it's all become. Makes you sort of yearn, doesn't it, for something better? I certainly want something better because is this life all there is? Is this it? We go to work in Satan's system. My favorite phrase. We earn a crust in Satan's system. When we come back and we go to bed at night, we get up in the morning, and I just feel like we're on the conveyor belt of life. It's just always the same. Life on repeat. And it's bloody depressing, I tell you. Really depressing. So is it wrong to want something better? Is it wrong to yearn for this system to come to an end? Why would it be wrong that? Surely that would be my right or your right to say you've had enough. You've had enough of Satan's system and man's attempt to rule himself independent of God. And I think as this drags on and it gets more and more serious, I think people are going to want out. They're going to say, no, enough is enough. But whether this will be enough, like for a human outcry, like an almighty wailing and shouting from the rooftops kind of plea for peace, I don't know. I don't know. But I do expect some kind of pseudo declaration. And I believe that that's what First Thessalonians 5 verse 3 is all about. That they will try and convince everybody, look what we've finally done. Oh, look at us. How wonderful are we as humans now? We've solved all our problems. We've got everybody to look at peace, and we're all pursuing peace. And yet, when this happens, instant destruction, sudden destruction comes upon them. How? How can sudden destruction come upon the nations if it wasn't from maybe a celestial source, maybe from an invisible source, something that's out there now, just looking at us, but then decides to act at that point and descend and stop us and teach us a lesson. Critical times hard to deal with will be here. Yeah, bloody well, you're not kidding, are you? You weren't kidding, were you? When you got men to write that Bible, you were not kidding. For sure, they're critical times. And what is bearing this out? Probably the amount of people that are taking their lives. Suicide is rampant, it's right up. People can't cope. They just can't cope. And this is the lean period. We're not in the difficult period yet. Wait for that to happen. My goodness me. That is going to really, really separate the men from the boys. Who's going to survive that period, of the tribulation? I mean, I can't go 2 days without eating. Imagine if you had to go days and days, or maybe a week without eating. And maybe you couldn't even get water. I don't know. Just let me out. Let me out now. I want out. I can't cope with it all. Oh, people. I should be trying to cheer you all up, really, shouldn't I? Not depress the hell out of you. It's difficult, though, because I do have a few people that send me messages on Messenger, and I'm trying to perk them up. But who's perking me up? No bugger. And on Saturday, it's my birthday, and I'm 59. Born in 63. I've seen some shit in my time, in the Jehovah's Witnesses. I've witnessed a lot of things, but I've never witnessed true child abuse yet. Everything that I've known about that has come from third parties, but I've never witnessed it myself. But I've witnessed a slight grooming process where a mature brother has taken a shine to a younger sister, and there's all that fraternization, early stuff. And then you think to yourself, you don't say anything at that point because it's just an observation, isn't it? You just see it and you think, don't look good. Why is he always making a beeline for that particular young sister? Doesn't look good. So there's almost 100 videos, isn't there, on the Lloyd Evans thing? Honestly, every man and his dog has done a video. I mean, I just did one to state the case of how I felt, and then I did another one because it got addictive. It was like open season on Lloyd Evans. And you didn't have to pay. It were free. It were free to bash. See you all. Early night for me. But I'm off work tomorrow. I'm having my boiler serviced. So I'm having an early night. Hey, I've got a cough. I hope I'm not coming down with COVID. I mean, bloody hell, imagine if I died of COVID before the Great Tribulation. Oh, what a shame, Marty. Marty's popped his clogs before the trib. Gotta laugh, haven't you? You gotta laugh! See ya.